What up, motherfuckers? How y'all doing today? I'm doing all right. I'm sit here weed worshiping as I do. Gonna do a little pothead pontificating. Today I'm gonna discuss the concepts of good and evil. And I'm going to share my theory with you that good and evil are misunderstandings of our emotions. What I'm going to show here is that good and evil are not forces in the universe. They are our emotional responses to actions of harm and benefit we see applied. So I look at the world very different than most people. In my experience, most humans see the world as an us versus them state of mind, as though I'm part of the good team and they're the bad team. My state of mind is very different. I see the plurality of people's actions and behaviors. I don't limit them to a good or bad. I try to see the totality of a person rather than the actions or harm or benefit that I admire or reject. So let's do a little brain exercise. So I'm going to tell you a story about two guys walking down the street and see what happens. So A and B are walking down the street, middle of the day, and suddenly A crosses the street, approaches B, shoots him in the head. Murder, evil action. This man has murdered another human being. Everybody that sees it knows that is evil and that is unacceptable, and what he has done is malicious and horrible. And A, the guy, the murderer, he's sketched out. You know, he's got less teeth than I do. That's saying something. And my hair makes his look good. You know, he hasn't showered in 3 weeks. His clothes are torn and ratty. He's got 15 years of criminal history, drug abuse, distribution, prostitution. He's just a A-class clusterfuck. And we all agree, well, yeah, that's what those people do. They murder. You know, they're horrible people. Oh, them junkies and drug dealers. Oh. But come to find out, A and B know each other. In fact, B used to be A's counselor. Now suddenly we're all thinking, oh, wait a minute. Shit. Like half the people on the feed are probably like, oh shit, he got what he deserved. But nothing's changed about the story. You just now know that they knew each other in the past. That doesn't mean anything happened. It doesn't mean B did anything to him. Maybe A was abused as a child. Maybe it wasn't B. We don't fucking know. But it's our nature to predispose and jump ahead and figure things out. It's an illusion. Good and evil are illusions. That was an action of harm committed against another. All the qualifiers that we could apply to it, to excuse it, to dismiss it, they're irrelevant. There was a willful action of harm committed against another. My view on that action will never change. But others' views on it will change. They'll go from, well, you know, that was bad to, well, maybe it wasn't so bad. Someone will be like, oh, no, man, he did the right thing. Especially if they come to find out B really did abuse A. Then a lot of people on my feed will be like, fucking A, man, can I get a shot too? But nothing has changed about the murder. A person approached another and executed him. Did they have background and history? Perhaps, perhaps not. It's irrelevant to the core action of harm that was applied to another. And that's why I contend that good and evil are just myths. They're figments of our imagination. And it's predisposed based on who we like or what we don't like. In the nature of our species, the way we look at things, we can see that. We can see the way these actions are applied. And I'm going to show a little chart here that breaks it down. And in this chart, there's only sorry about that. Refresh. All right. So in this chart here, deception's alignment, good versus evil. I'm showing you, well, a couple different axes here. So in the center there is you. And these are the decisions you can make in life. So you can make the actions you can take. They can be beneficial to yourself or to others. Um, and the harms you inflict in life, they can also be inflicted on yourself or to others. So using this chart, you can map out everything that you ever do and see what society would generally assess what you've done with that. So, for instance, on the far end of the axis down here, we got self-harm. If end your life, stuff like that, society takes that as a great evil. You've given it all away. You've sacrificed so much. Evil. Everybody agrees. Um, on the other end here, if you on the other axis, we have benefits to self and harms to others, and those can both widely be determined as evil. Benefit to self, taking advantage of others, making your own stack bigger and taking from others' piles, not even necessarily theft, just taking advantage of people. That kind of beneficial self evil happens all the time in our society. Sorry to hurt your feelings, but if you're paying employees minimum wage, you are abusing them, unless you're asking them to sit in a chair and read a book. If you're asking them to put any sort of effort and work when you're not willing to pay them a living wage, yeah, that's benefit to self and classic evil. Harm to others, assault, battery, murder, those are all classic evil. So if you look at this chart, then it's only when you're making benefits to others without any selfish interest does our society say, oh, okay, that's a good and noble thing. We can always find some reason to discount and dismiss anything anybody else does. You have to be purely beneficial to others with nothing back in it for you, for society to say, all right, yeah, that's fair enough. Even in a case like Mother Teresa, she went out and spread love, kindness, and charity, but she also suppressed cultures and changed languages. And good and evil are mythologies based on how we feel about who's being harmed or benefited. That's the way I see it. But again, I'm just a pothead smoking weed at 4:30 in the morning. Well, I don't know what fucking time it is, but I'm gonna go smoke a bowl. Love you always and forever. Stay amazing.